So I'm standing at Kellogg Dam where Kellogg Creek flows into the Willamette River. Behind me is the dam, which was built way back in 1858 when Abraham Lincoln was a young congressman and Oregon was a territory. The dam now sits underneath Highway 99E, which was built on top of the structure in the 1830s. Behind the dam, you can see some trees, and that's Kellogg Lake. It's a impoundment that was built of warm water that's built up behind the dam. We're in Milwaukee Bay Park. If you look over this side, you'll see kind of the parking lot for the boat ramp and the Willamette River and this little channel below the dam, and that this is kind of the loss of a big sheltering area for salmon. This is where salmon, steelhead, lamprey, trout would ordinarily find places to duck out of the channel into the lower reaches of the creek and hide from predators, feed, get ready to go out to the ocean, rest on their upstream migration. But it's largely inaccessible because they can't get over this dam. Dam doesn't serve any purpose anymore, but it's still sitting here just because it's a big concrete structure that's complicated and expensive to remove. So we're actually inside Kellogg Dam at the upstream end now, and we're looking at the still water of Kellogg Lake. One of the things that we're always trying to manage in our watersheds is temperature. And whenever you have some still water that's especially artificially still, that's exposed to a lot of sun, we get water that's too warm. Well, why is warm water a problem? It holds less oxygen. And as it gets above roughly 20 degrees Celsius, it starts to become lethal for fish, especially cold water fish like salmon, steelhead, and trout. What do we do to eliminate the heat problem? One of them is one of those things is we try and plant a lot of trees that'll generate shade down the road. But where we have a big impoundment, basically a 14-acre reservoir that's really shallow, warm, and silty, really the only solution is to return it to what it should be, which is a free-flowing creek. The other things that we do when it comes to temperature is really some basic science. We don't have enough temperature monitors in our creeks that tell us where the cold water inputs are. That's something that we want to work on in the future. The other thing that we can do is when we do find sources of cold water, whether they're from springs or areas that have a lot of shade, we try and protect those and plant more trees around those.